Hi guys, it's T here again. Happy Valentine's Day. It is Thursday, February 14th, 2019. And by the title of this video, what better way not to do the video right today versus another day? It's Valentine's Day, and I am going to basically showcase or actually go over with you guys 8 ways of improving your relationship. So this can be whether you're dating someone currently or you're in a marriage like I am. And this can definitely help. I mean, I use this in my everyday life relationship with my husband. So, I just thought that it would be more fitting to do a video like this because it's Valentine's Day. It's the love day. So let's go ahead and get started. So you will see me periodically look down because I did put some notes on my phone to keep me intact with everything that I'm going to go over with you guys today. So it's again 8 top relationship, how should I say, 8 ways to improve your relationship. So I'm going to start off with number 8 and work my way up to number 1. So number 8 will be basically buy into romantic notions. And you may ask, what does that mean, literally? And basically it's just going ahead and take a page out of your favorite romantic comedy book, to say and use that in your everyday life. What's wrong with that? So one of my favorite love movies, as I'm sure a lot of you will probably agree, is The Notebook. I love that movie. It is the most romantic movie to date, So I use a scene from the movie and I incorporate it into my marriage, and my husband loved it. And it doesn't just mean like a sexual thing. It just can be just going out to dinner or just putting a picnic, a blanket on the floor and just having a picnic between the two of us. Just something simple like that, And, sometimes people think love, relationships, is all about sex, and it's really not. It's just embracing each other, loving each other, and caring for each other. So pick a favorite movie, a love movie of yours, if not The Notebook, and recreate that scene from that movie, one of your favorite scenes from a movie, or like I said before, a book, and that is buy into the romantic notions. Try it in your everyday life. Number 7, say thank you often. When your partner makes a grand gesture, just say thank you. It could be, with me, I'm going to continue to use in this video things that I do in my everyday life, in my marriage with my husband. And it could just be him sweeping the kitchen floor. It could be him giving the kids a bath. Just something like that that's just seems so simple, but yet it really isn't. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's something just simple and something that's, my partner is showing me that he really, appreciate me and everything that I do, as a wife and as a mother to his children. So just always remember, guys, to say thank you. Say thank you often. Number 6, plan a date night. Oh my God, I can't even stress enough how important it is to plan a date night. You gotta plan a date night with your significant other. It's healthy, it's important, it shows your partner that you still love them and that you still care for them, especially if you're in a marriage where you have kids, like I do. I have to say I'm guilty of this because sometimes I forget about him, and not that I really forget about him in the fact that he exists or his existence. It's not that at all. And you probably hear my son in the background crying, trying to do this video as fast as possible because it's almost time for his nap. But to come back to this, it's just basically planning a date night, even if it's just once a month. Because right now with my schedule, with my husband's schedule, that's all we're able to do is just once a month. And like this Saturday, we plan on doing that. This is our once a month opportunity to just spend time with just him and I. So just remember, guys, don't forget about your significant other. And if there's kids involved, just try your hardest. Even if it's care.com. Care.com is a website where you can find a nanny or babysitter for one day, for a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours, whatever it is. If you can't have a relative or a family member watch your child, do the care.com. They do extensive background checks, so you don't have to worry about just any old person coming into your home and watching your children. I haven't actually used it. I have friends that have, and I've heard nothing but great things about it. But, right now I have my mom. But if in the event we want to plan a date night and my mom is not available, I will definitely consider excuse me, my phone's ringing. I would really consider a date, doing care.com. So that's number 6, plan a date night. Number 5, send a spicy text. You know, just show your significant other, I'm thinking about you. And again, it doesn't have to be a sexual thing. It just be like, hey babe, I'm just texting you because I want you to know how much I love you. Hey babe, I'm just texting you to tell you how much I miss you. Send a spicy text. I think it plans for the day. It makes that person feel special. I remember when I was pregnant with my first, my husband came to my job. I wasn't even aware that he was there, but he came to my job, and I think my battery's about to die, guys. He came to my job and he just put a note on my windshield wiper, on my windshield wiper, and that when I left work that day and I saw it, it was like, wow, you know, it made me feel so good that he did that, you know, and just things like that that just, you know, you don't have to pay to make a person feel good. You could just the thought of just being thought of, you know, makes a person feel good. It makes me feel good, so I'm sure it will you as well. So, you know, like I said, send a spicy text just to tell your significant other, I love you, I'm thinking about you. Number 4 is step away from the smartphone. We are living in a fast-paced world where we want things fast, always get answers to everything. What do we do? You know, we get so consumed with, you know, our phones. And I noticed, like with my generation, like I said before, or the younger generation, we are so consumed with just our phones and technology that we forget about each other. And, you know, I went to a restaurant with my husband a couple months back, last year, the end of last year, and I just was looking around and I noticed, I'm like, every couple that was at the table were on their phones. There was no communication between each other. They were just on their phones. And I'm like, I told my husband, I nudged him, I'm like, babe, look around. Do you notice anything? And he was like, everybody's on their phone. And I was like, exactly. Nobody communicates one-on-one with each other anymore. Like, what happened to that? You know, I mean, I know we're living in a different world. There's a world of technology now. I get it. But you have a couple of hours a day to spend with your family. Put the phones away. You know, when our kids get old enough and we sit at a dinner table, our phones have to be away. There's no TV. There is no electronic interaction at all. We need to interact with each other. That's what we forgot, guys. In this world, we are not communicating with each other anymore. And we need to get back to that. You know, I'm old-fashioned when it comes to that. And like I said, once we sit at a dinner table, there's no tablets, there's no phones, there's no TV. Let's interact with each other, you know. And in relationships, we need to do that as well. You know, aside from family and aside from kids, you as a couple, one-on-one, man and woman, we need to communicate with each other, you know. And I'm a little bit guilty of that myself, as well as my husband, because there are times where we do that. But we also know that there are moments where we need to put the phones away, put the tablets away, put the TV, take the TV off. You know, let's communicate with each other. But again, step away from the smartphone, step away from technology is my number 4. Number 3, set up time to reflect. Some people may not feel like they need to go to a marriage counselor, that marriage counselors are only for if you're having issues in your life. And that is not the case at all. I don't currently or have ever gone to a marriage counselor, but I think it's healthy. I'm not opposed to it. I think it will be just kind of like just having time to spend with someone that can actually just say, you know, hey, it's a way of bonding with each other as well. Yes, you can do that at home. You don't have to go and speak to someone in order to do that. You can do it at home, but some people may not have that in them to do that one-on-one with their spouse. So they may need a third party to step in, and that's okay. Again, marriage counseling is not for if you're having issues. It's to grow your relationship. It's to make your relationship healthy. That's my take on that. And number 2, set aside time for intimacy at least once a week. Okay? Intimacy in a relationship, whether dating or married, is very, very important. It's a way of you and your significant other connecting with each other in an intimate level. You know, again, so that you kind of spend time with each other and show each other that you still really love each other and that you really care. You know, couples who do the deed at least once a week, they say, reports to having the greatest relationship satisfaction. And I agree with that. I truly agree with that. It makes the partners happier. It's healthy, to do that. So I definitely, say it's really important, whether kids or not involved in your relationship, set aside time for intimacy at least, guys, once a week. Now, my number one is be understanding and compassionate. Now, you may ask, what does that mean, to be understanding and compassionate? And I wrote down here, if you're working 9 to 5, 8 hours a day, whatever the schedule may be, it's not quite good enough to simply be your partner's sounding board, like they would say. So just, it's really important that, your partner is stress providing, well, I should say, that if there's something that happened in your daily work life, to just, and you need someone to talk to, whether it was something that happened really bad at your work or place or whatever the case may be, to, be understanding, be compassionate, listen to your partner, provide feedback is also very important. I recently went through something at my job, and, if I felt like I didn't have like my husband to be there to be my sounding board, then, I feel even more trapped or more alone, or have no way of looking at things. Because like my husband, he has a great way of looking at things. Aside from me sometimes, that he's like my, how you have an evil side and a good side? My husband is my good side. So he keeps me grounded. He keeps me, look at things in a different perspective, so to say. So I say, if you have that one, a significant other, and you just need that time for just someone to just listen, to be understanding, to be compassionate of your needs, whether it's something that great happened at work or something that may not have happened great at work, just so that person that to listen to you. So those are my top 8 ways to improve your relationship, and I hope you use some of these in your everyday life, as I do. And I see that it's been a great way of also, just having a healthier and happier relationship. And one bonus thing that I would add to that is spirituality. Now, it doesn't mean just always when you hear spirituality, some people think religion, and it doesn't always mean religion. It can just be something where, spiritually, mentally, that you're one-on-one with that person, because if your beliefs is something else than someone else, that can clash. It can cause conflict. And, you always want to remember, and that's one of the things that I looked at before I decided to get married, or even when I was dating my husband at the time, before we got married, is, are we on the same spiritual path, the same spiritual understanding? Because that can definitely cause conflict. And, if you're on the same spiritual path, great. If not, and you don't have to be spiritual. But to me, in my life, again, I apply it to my life, it works, it helps. So with that, that is my 8, and that bonus of ways of improving a relationship, improving your love life, And like I said, I apply majority of those things that I discussed with you today in my everyday life, because it's really important. I plan on having a long-lasting, healthy relationship with my husband, and I will continue to apply those things as well as other things to our everyday life, to make things spicier and make things happier in our lives, so that my husband, that myself will be happy. And when you're happy in your relationship, your life is better. Like they have that quote, they say, happy life, happy wife, happy life, or something like that. Well, that goes the same for the husband. Happy life, happy husband, So that is my take on that, guys. I am actually going to close today. I hope you enjoy watching this video. Have a happy Valentine's Day, and we will talk again soon. Take care. Bye.